Okay, this is a look at the 3/8 Alpine box. I've just got a lot of the light strings going. Underneath this area, from here to here, will be amplifiers on a isolated board to minimize vibration. See one of the light strings going. Let's see, there it is. One of the light strings currently running. That'll be going down to the amplifiers. This one curls up inside the box and runs along the front wall. Of course, you'll have a window here, and you're going to have an Alpine piece of glass tucked in right here. That'll be lit up in red. That'll never change from red. It'll always stay red while the rest of the box is changing colors. This is the Alpine glass. You can't see the letters too good right now, but I'll get you a better look later. Here's the back of the box. You can see I've raised the letters and brought the letters out to stand out more. And the top will have like a hood scoop port on the top of it. Okay, I've got the board on. You can see I've pre-painted the port a little bit, but there's the Alpine in the back of the box. It's really nice and bright red. The picture's coming off as kind of an orangish red in the video, but it's a bright red. That'll be seen just over the magnets of the sub. You'll be able to see the Alpine going straight across the back of the glass there. Okay, what I'm showing you here is the underside of the Alpine box. You can see I've got the holes covered up, getting ready to paint it. I don't want any bed liner to overspray into the inside, which is painted flat black. This whole entire area here, the reason why it's so is lifted up so high is it's going to get an amp board for his amplifiers to be mounted underneath. The blue long strip you see recessed, that is an RGB 5050, which will change colors and shine down on the amplifiers. There's another one of these countersunk right in front of the glass, about right here, to give those lights on the inside. And this red wire hanging out is a red LED that is the power source for the Alpine light, which will always stay red while all the other ones are cycling through colors. What I did was, though, the amp board is lifted up off the ground 3/4 of an inch, so you can run your wires underneath it and come up right at the amplifier to keep it all nice and clean looking. But I forgot to put in the side arcs. Usually I would put an arc here, and that would let your wires pass through and underneath the amp board, but I forgot to put those in, so I'm having to retrofit it. What I've come up with is really simple. I've got this board. I've got 2 screws in it for stops. The stops go in, the board goes in just like this. Then I'm able to take the router with a trim bit and just run it along the edge. This edge stops the bearing, so it only goes this deep, and these screws stick up to hit the side of the bearing to stop it. And I'm just about getting ready to cut the other side one, the one up here on top, and you can see it's not been done yet. And there you go, the other side is done. You can see the jig still in place here that stopped it off. This is the bit that's used as my trim, my flush trim bit. You can see the bearing right here, and that bearing just rolls along on this underpiece and keeps the depth where I want it. And then of course again, these 2 screws hit the side of the bearing and stopped it, and that'll let his wires pass through underneath the false floor. And here's a look at the light going on the bottom side. Control panel in the side of the box. Okay, I wanted to show you this new box I just got through completing. Let me grab this remote. So this box goes in a Hummer. This top part here was made to look like a hood scoop. Let me move this piece. So the top part was made to look like a hood scoop on the hood of a muscle car. I've had that idea for quite some time, so I finally got to incorporate it into this box. This is another one of my boxes that has an integrated amp area. I'll show you this is the underneath of the box where all the amplifiers go. You can see the red, you can see the RGB strip recessed into the ceiling of this compartment. This can hold capacitors, amplifiers, whatever you need it to hold. You'll notice this is the groove that was cut earlier in the video that I showed you. That's for passing your wires underneath here. And there's your control panel. Right now it's got 133 different patterns. It's on 96. It comes with a radio frequency remote right here. So you do not need line of sight. All you need is to be within range of the radio frequency, and you can turn it on and off, change everything, all the patterns and every different light sequence. I'm going to show you the back of the box. I've got Alpine, and coming out of the wood is these are raised letters. You can see the raised part. In a lot of the boxes you'll see that I'll carve directly into the wood, like this Sundown box. That's the difference, where the logo is carved down into the wood. And in this box, all the material is taken away from around the letters, and it leaves these letters that are look like they're standing off the back of the box. All these gaps, all these gigantic gaps you see from one end to the other, are fit for ventilation for the amplifiers. And also, you can see in here, there's where the subs fire down in this box, so you'll have a real good view of the baskets and the motors when they get installed. There is another light string in the roof of this part of the box, and there you can see it going right there. That is recessed into the roof of the box, and it just carries through with the same theme you see going on along the bottom. And then one more feature on this box is it has a constant Alpine logo inside the box, and you would have probably seen me talking about that earlier in this video. That is recessed back into the back wall of the port, and it's all measured out so that the magnets are going to be about right here. Let me get zoomed out. So just over the top of the magnets you see the Alpine logo, and it's always going to be red. It's never going to change from red. It's a constant LED light, and the ones that you see going everywhere else are RGB color strips. Now I'll talk about the amp area a little more. I can raise this off. There we go. So, this is the amp floor. This is where everything gets mounted. Everything you'll see is rounded over, so that when you're putting it on the box, you don't catch on any of the edges. Also, the round overs are everywhere in this box, and they're in every box that you'll see that I make. Here's another example of the of an unpainted one. You can see they're rounded over on every edge. What this does, this makes your box tougher, because a sharp 90-degree edge is really easy to get damaged or flake or peel. When they're rounded over, the load is spread out all the way around the corner like a flat surface, and it just makes it your box that much more durable. You can see here is the false floor, and this is where all your wires will go, stuffed up under here. And after his amplifiers are mounted on this board, he'll drill holes exactly where he needs a wire to come up and go into the amplifier, thus keeping the clutter of all the wires everywhere hidden, just for a cleaner install, a better looking box. And that is what these pass-throughs again are made for, right here, to put the wires underneath there. I made these. I started to glue these on. Then I had second thoughts, and I decided I would just screw them on. That way they can be removed, and the height can be changed. If he gets a taller amplifier in the future, or he wants to raise them up higher for whatever reason. You can see the back of the control box. That's the back of the control box sticking out from the other side. That's just a pressure fit in there. It's a really nice tight fit. It will push in and out. Again, everywhere on all my boxes always have this round over wherever you look. The great thing about these boxes are this board has about 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around it when this is sitting on the top of it, and that minimizes the vibration, so you never know what could shake loose inside one of those circuit boards on your amplifier. A piece of solder could come loose and short your amplifier out. So that's why it's not always the best idea to mount your amplifier directly on a box. I know sometimes you do not have the option, and people do it every day, and you can get away with it, and I've done it before. But in an ideal situation, if you can get away with not doing that, I would avoid it. This way, the amplifiers are separated from the vibration of the enclosure as much as possible. And if you need to service your box, service your amplifiers, simply just lift the box off the top of the amp tray. All your wires stay in place. All you have to do is unhook the 3 subs off of your box, off of the amplifiers, lift the box off, and you're good to go. All my enclosures always come with a quick disconnect. Here's the end of it. Here, the pigtail for the red LEDs, and that can just hook in straight in off of the remote turn on off of one of the amplifiers. That way it'll be turned on with the keyed ignition. The other RGB color strips come on and off with the power button, of course, so you don't have to run those all the time if you want. So you can just turn them off and just have the red glow of the Alpine underneath there. Now if you decide that you even need to turn that off, you can just install a simple switch in between the power source, and you'll be able to even control that light too. Nice thick glass. The longer the window, or the bigger the window, the thicker the glass needs to be. The smaller windows, you can get away with less thick glass. You'll never be able to flex it or bend it, depending on the size. This box is shipping to Canada, so I will ship and build any size enclosure that you can dream up for me to build. I ship them out freight, big or small, and I've upgraded my packaging. I'll give you a quick look at that. You now get 1-inch thick black foam. This stuff is really nice. You can use it for everything. It's buoyant, sheds water Doesn't matter if it gets wet. It's actually the same material they make the little pool noodles that the kids play with. It's very similar to that. I use it all around the house when I'm working on my truck to kneel down on or to lay on. It's just I would save it when I ship you a box. I would save this stuff and use it for any number of uses. But you can really see it. This really will protect your enclosure coming to you with this sort of packaging. I got a lot of projects coming up. Sorry I hadn't posted in a while, but I've just been really busy. One of the boxes coming up is this nice piece that was sent to me to incorporate into a box. It'll go on a box with a curved front with amplifiers on either side of that. That's coming up next week. I'll be sure to post a video on that one. And there's talks of me doing one, an all glass enclosure coming up in about 3 weeks. And I still haven't done the Jeep box yet, the one that's going to look like the front of a Jeep. So that one will get started shortly as well. So I got a lot of good projects coming up, and I'll make sure to post them on YouTube.